Hello, welcome back to the shop. I thought I'd just do a quick update video. One of my most viewed videos is the time that I upgraded the Harbor Freight blast cabinet to the Eastwood gun and foot pedal. And it's been well received, but I've had quite a few questions on what I did to the machine to help improve its performance, I should say. I mentioned in there I redesigned the pickup tube so it could take in some ambient air. And all I had was if you can imagine the inside of the buckets is shaped like that. I had a spigot, outside spigot connected to it, and it ran down just through a hose into a copper T. So I had a copper T, something like this, that was mounted into the bottom down there. And so, you know, the media could flow in here, but you could adjust some air that would flow in on this side of it. So, you know, media would fall in here, air from the outside would come in here, and then it'd go up into the pickup tube. And that worked well. It worked okay. It worked, you know, I didn't have any issues with it. It was working fine. But I wanted to improve it. So I, you know, did a little, I don't really want to say research. You just kind of learn from what you did. And I said, you know, I think I can do this a little better. So I took a 6-inch long, 1/2-inch black iron pipe nipple. And there's a little box that hangs on the bottom. I'll take some video and we'll follow along on it. And I cut a slot, pretty good slot in that thing. And so the media would fall in that. And that just helped. I didn't have to put it near as much media in to go up to the top of that thing. Matter of fact, you don't have to put hardly any in it at all. If 2 cups maybe is all you have to put in it. And I moved the spigot right down to the bottom where that pickup's at. And then the whole thing just kind of flows into it a little better. It's all done in copper because, I mean, you know, if you own a house, you know, you should keep however your house is plumbed, you ought to keep stuff. So I have, you know, wherever there's a copper pipe, I've been switching it out to PEX, but, you know, I still keep some 1/2-inch copper. So I keep 1/2-inch copper in a bucket full of fittings here all the time. You never know when it's going to happen, and it always happens at the worst, the most inopportune time that something happens. You have to work on your house. So I keep this stuff here all the time. I don't have to run to the store. I just run out here, get it, fix it, and be done with it. Instead of have to go fight crowds, especially during this time. You know, it is here. It's the 1st, 2nd of May. We still going through this coronavirus stuff. We were able to work the last 2 weeks, but you know, most of the parts that we use to assemble our trucks are not made in this country. So the supply chain broke down, and so we're off this next week. So I have a few projects to do, and I thought I'd, you know, start off by filming this. And I also bought a Certiflat weld table. It's 2 foot by 4 foot weld table, and also going to put that together. That'll be a separate video. So I thought I'd just go through this, you know, how this works, and show you some results. So this is the lantern tool post from the Sydney lathe, and I just sandblasted a couple parts really quick in it, and I got some video of that I'll throw in there too. And then that's just one line up the tool post part of it. So I'm not going to use this, but it was rusty as heck. And, you know, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can, you know, I love evaporust. You know, you can stick it in the evaporust, let it go for a day or two, and then take it out, you know, clean it up, paint it, do whatever you're going to do to it. Black oxide finish, that new CRC, what is it, conversion coating, good stuff. You could put that on there, whatever you wanted to do to it. I've been trying to get this lathe back together in its original color, so I've been using gray enamel paint on it. But that's it. I mean, this thing went together really easy. If you know how to solder copper, I mean, you know, it's 1/2-inch. It's smooth on the inside. You can get any kind of fitting you want to get it to work. I used a shower fitting on the inside of the cabinet, so it's just mounted on the back wall. And it's got a short piece that comes out here that the hose hooks to, and then everything else is soldered all the way to the bottom. So there, you know, no place for it to fail really, unless it just wears out. I don't know if the garnet, I shouldn't say garnet, I switched over to silicone. What do you call it? Can't remember. Anyway, switched over to that, and unless it abrades the copper and it's going to fail, then I'll just replace with $5 worth of copper. Anyway, so I just thought I would let everybody know how that works. We'll shoot some video, we'll fill it in, and then we'll come right back. The bottom section of the hopper on the Harbor Freight cabinet is square like that. It's about 3 inches by 4 inches. And all we did was took a 6-inch black iron nipple and cut a hole in the top of it, or slot into the top of it, and then drilled 2 holes through the side of that square box and inserted it and welded it. So that left threaded nipples on the end where I could attach my gate valve, or my spigot in this case, and on the right side is where all the plumbing goes up to the cabinet. So as you can see here, it's just a regular outside faucet that's screwed into that side that lets ambient air to go through that tube. So it's picking up ambient air and the blasting media, and then it goes up through the copper pipe right into the cabinet. It seals off very well. It doesn't, allow any bypass to go through it. And then it just goes through here into this, I think it's a shower nipple, and it's all so it's a very large diameter. And what you need in a sandblaster, you don't need to downsize any of your pipes. Here you can see all the air that goes to the sandblaster runs through one of those toilet paper filters. And then I'm only blasting with 40 psi, and it works really good. I've only had to turn it up a few times, and that's mainly to get off some, pretty heavy rust and stuff. So in this cabinet, I have the lantern tool post for the Sydney lathe, and we're just doing a really quick demo to show how easy it just cleans up rust. So I also have just a small shop vac hooked to the side of the cabinet to try and keep the dust down. It works pretty good, but there's a future upgrade for that. I come from woodworking background, and dust collectors is the norm there, and I have an older 55-gallon barrel style that I'm going to retrofit to the front of the shop for a vacuum system. So, but you can see, the Eastwood kit, it makes short work of it. It cleans it up really, really well. Very happy with it. So this is the washer. I mean, what was that, 10 seconds? It wasn't very long. And the part just comes out really good. So I did this part to show how easy it was to, go around the part. And then I took a swipe at the tool post itself, just one pass, so you could see the difference between, before and after, pretty much. But all in all, I'm very, very happy with it. And, as long as this upgrade holds up, which I don't see any reason why it won't, that's what we're going to do. And you can look down into the bottom of the cabinet and see there's not much media in it. So I just use what it does until it doesn't work anymore. And then I just flip the door, it all drains out, and I put me a couple more cups in there and keep on going. So this is the tool post itself. So I'm just going to take one swipe from top to bottom. And I mean, it works really, really good. Very, very happy with this upgrade. All right, so that's what I did to the Harbor Freight cabinet to get it to my improvements anyway. I get a lot of email, or a lot of questions, shouldn't say emails, a lot of questions about why didn't I use Tacoma's upgrade kit? Well, the main reason I did it, because I didn't know who they were. Their website's still under construction, and since then I know they do eBay stores and the Amazon store. And I have ordered, when it was time to replace the gloves in here, I did reach out to them and get some extra large ones. I mean, I got huge hands, so the extra large, I wish they had a double extra large, because I'd dang sure get those. But the extra large is much better than the Harbor Freight ones. They're a little thicker than the Harbor Freight ones, and the dexterity inside is a little, your range of motion's a little less, I should say. But I love them, and I wouldn't hesitate to order those again. So what's next? We're going to put the weld table together. So that'll be another video probably in a week or so. So until next time, see ya.